right, everybody. Just my hat here. Welcome to Slap Son. This week's episode, it's a good one, man. We got Luke Simonds jumping things off. He's a contender in his division, kind of getting his name out again, which makes me think something's on the horizon for this guy, you know, popping up. Hey, let's do an interview, things like that. Always good to get caught up with him, his girl, the dog, the whole thing. And my man, he's branching out. He's got his own hat line coming out. So look for that. We've also got Prince Sabedra. Oh, he's going to kill me. Prince, you know I love you. That was a fun interview, man. He's got some Muay Thai experience. He already has that combat mentality going on, and he's just hoping to get that contract. And we talked through it. And good guy, quiet guy, humble guy, but my man's ready. He's ready for some action. Then we've got Austin. Okay, Austin might call himself a bonehead, but he also knows what's going on, I think. Social media, he's tailored for the sport. This little shtick he's got going on is fantastic. I love it. I dig it. What else, fam? Oh, with not Prince's interview, with Austin's interview near the very end. I don't know why this happened, but the video went away. So we just have audio for the very end of that interview. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you're fine. But if you're watching on YouTube, there's going to be a blank moment. So just hang in there, grab a beverage, and just soak it all in. We tried to fix on that, but frankly, it would have delayed it, and we're not doing that anymore. And then last but not least, we've got our boy, William Shockey. He's a cool guy, man. It's first time meeting him. Going through not too much of the show, but, we kind of touch on everything since our audience is new to him. But get to know him a little bit as well. So anyway, fam, another banger in the books. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. That's a knockout.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. On gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the power slap king.
Slap some, baby!
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Okay, man. All right, Luke, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building, fresh with new hats. The man's branding himself. He knows what's up. New products coming down the pipeline. It's the holy boy himself. Lethal Strike, Luke Simonds. Let's go, everybody.
The holy boy. I did not know where Russell picked that up from, other than maybe social media, or I don't know. I mean, I still act like a normal person in person. I'm not perfect, but
yeah, dude. No. So I literally want to start with that. Obviously, like Diana said, he's a man of few words. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, so we got to start with that, man. Do you feel like he is coming down the pipeline for you, Russell, and maybe contend for the next title shot?
yeah, he's definitely on the table for me to fight. I would say they're gonna give me anybody above me, either Terp, Russell, Wolverine, or Byrne. So however it plays out. But I feel like I just need one more fight to just have no reason to not give me a title shot. So we'll see if I get one or if they just make me fight somebody else. But
Gotcha.
either way.
So you feel like if the next one isn't a title shot, but you win, it's undeniable. Like, I'm only going for the belt after that.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see what they do. You never know. But I mean, I know I'm really confident I can knock everybody out above me. So it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, dude. Do you feel like the timing is prime right now, or do you feel like it could still wait a little longer? Just because you've been sitting a minute, not crazy long, but are you getting that itch to get back up there?
Yeah, but the thing is, when I sit out longer, I feel like I get more nerves because I hadn't done it in a second.
Interesting.
I like going more so back to back like I did December 6th and then January 30th. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah, dude. You didn't have much time to think about it.
Yeah, like when I fought Garrett Blakesley, I didn't really have much nerves. So it was just like, oh, just did this. We're about to do it again.
Yeah, dude.
So
Dude, that's awesome. It was so I talked to Vern too, like a few weeks ago. And dude, he's a humble guy, man. Like, he literally just said, I don't think I deserve a title shot, but what I wouldn't mind seeing is like Luke going up against Russell or somebody, and then they fight me, and then the belt. But he was pretty open as far as the category goes. And then listening to Russell, it sounds like he's biding his time as well. So, in my opinion, it's either title shot for you next, or you and Russell go at it to see who gets the title shot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely Russell or Terp if if he's around, you know. So
Sure. Dude, how's the girl doing? How's your woman doing?
good. We were just hanging out and having a lazy Saturday morning, kind of chilling. There was like sun right here on the porch, so it's nice when we wake up and just sit in the sun.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
But yeah, slow Saturday, but everything's good. And we're about to move a little closer to Dallas, like
Okay.
15, 20 minutes. I don't know. But it's like I'm gonna be around a lot of stuff. And there's a gym where our apartments can like we have access to this really nice gym that I can walk to every day. So it's gonna be prime for training. And I'm also working on getting my personal training certificate so I could train people like an official one through NASA. So I'm planning to train people at that gym that I can just walk to and then as well train for power slap.
Dude, that sounds like the ideal situation for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Dude, that's
it's
cool. So you're trying to get that cert through NASM?
yeah, and I've gotten one before in the past, but it wasn't one of those it wasn't there's like one called Ace, I think, or something, and then NASM that like two like the gyms want you to have one of those two usually.
Right.
It can't be through another company. And I had one through another company early on, like 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, dude,
So
that NASM certificate, that's the real deal though. You'll be able to go anywhere with that thing.
yeah. And I realize it's more like you wanna treat customers like like it's a business.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
you want to be able to
like
follow up with them, all that kind of stuff.
like a waiter. You know, you gotta you can't always just be like a drill sergeant, obviously, which I've learned in the past because I tried to train my sister, my older sister, to get in shape, and I would wear her out, and then she didn't like it. So you gotta know how much to push people depending on what they tell you. You know.
No, that's true, man. And it can be a learning curve because everybody's, is just a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to working out. Dude, how is your sister? Is that the singer?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude,
she's
how's she doing, man, out there?
really good. She's always busy singing, and it can be tiring for her, but like she's singing for a living, and it's awesome. So I
That's
just
what
can't wait till the more time she does it, she's just gonna get better, and um I want her to blow up organically, but also I mean I'm down to give her some followers if I can, as I keep growing. So
yeah, dude, very cool, man. It's funny, right? Like growing up, you want to do like you want to be a singer, you want to be an athlete, you want to do whatever.
yeah,
And then it's funny because the people that actually are living the dream, the perspective kind of changes because they're not like super famous or whatever. But
yeah.
the fact that you can rip off the sentence that, yeah, my sister sings for a living and I strike for a
Mhm.
living, that's a pretty cool family, man. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
someone commented on my dad's Facebook after they saw I became a power slapper and was like, "Your kids are both stars." So
That's right.
it's
That's
wild.
right. That's right. Dude, that's very cool. So when
Uh,
do you guys start packing up and moving? Is it pretty soon?
yeah, it's like what, less than 30 days maybe?
Oh man, so right before the real heat hits.
We have two
Yeah,
weeks though to move
two.
the new.
Oh yeah. They give us like a extra time frame.
No, we set it up.
Well,
I
well,
set
you set it up. She set it up to where we could stay here or at the new place for like a 2 week span, so we don't have to
Oh
rush.
yeah. That's actually that's really smart because then you're not crazy stressed. You've got some limbo.
I don't know if people.
Yeah, because most of the stuff we have here is her stuff, and which she's got a lot of nice homey furniture. I don't know, but she has too much stuff. But yeah, it's gonna take a long time, and I kind of last time me and my friend, but mainly me, was the mover. So, but this time I think we're getting some movers. So I'm only gonna have to get like a handful of things.
Yeah, dude, that's smart. So Allie and I have moved, including this last move we did. I want to say, well, I don't want to say we've moved 12 times, and this last
Wow.
time we finally got movers. We've always avoided it because, like, it could be expensive, and it's your
Yeah.
stuff, and so there's kind of that back and forth. But dude, I got to be honest, it was the best decision we ever made. Like, all I had to do,
Yeah.
bro, was order pizza and get him drinks, and I didn't have to do anything.
Dang. Yeah, no, that's the way to do it for sure. So
So
we'll
pros and
see.
cons.
It's gonna be better for sure
Yeah.
this time.
No, I'm excited for you, man. It sounds like, I mean, one, moving is exciting, but then two, do you have that set up with your certificate and be able to like walk to quote
Yeah.
unquote work and get it done? That's awesome, man. That's cool. I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the best at schoolwork type of, on a computer or right, all that. So it's taken me longer than most people, I feel like, to do the courses and all that. But I'm doing it really thoroughly because like I know most of the stuff that it's talking about. Like they just want to train you the NASA way.
No, that makes sense. No, I bet for you, it's not so much knowing what they're talking about, it's knowing the
Yeah.
correct term that they're talking about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
We'll do like a multiple choice and there's two answers that it's almost seems like it's opinions sometimes. Because I don't know, my way of training and versus the majority way, I feel like I'm right sometimes, and theirs is just right in general.
Yeah. It's almost like you got to play ball until you get the certificate, and then you can,
Yeah,
excuse me, you can apply real life stuff to your clients, not just from the book. Yeah.
yeah. Do my own little spin on it.
Dude, I was interviewing the guy from Bucked Up. His brother owns it. I'm doing like a bare knuckle type show next week. But
Awesome.
dude, that a company like that, I literally thought of you the whole interview because, dude, he was talking about he's just in the health world, like all the new
Yeah,
stuff coming out and how everybody doesn't always want to be, Arnold. They just want to be healthier. They want to be more fit.
yeah,
And I thought of you, man, because especially with the career path you were talking about, even when we were filming, you that weekend, that's
mhm,
kind of what you were talking about, just making people have a healthier lifestyle. They don't need to be these bodybuilder freak shows. They just need to be like
yeah,
healthier.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm
Uh,
excited for you. Well, dude, it's exciting times in your weight class because there really is, you know, in the top 10, we haven't seen a lot of the top 10, but we have seen a lot of you. We have seen a lot of Wolverine. You know what I mean? We've heard Terp's name a lot. We've seen Mechanic a couple times, right? I personally haven't seen Russell live. But that's the mix, right? You got the champ and then maybe two, maybe three other guys. So dude, your time is coming, I feel. Like they can't shove
yeah,
it away forever.
yeah. I'm excited. And I do feel like every fight now, it's like there's more pressure, which is fine, and I'm gonna deal with it. But like, um, yeah, every guy I face now, it's like someone I've watched for a little bit on TV and watched some of their fights, and I know them too now, and I'm more friendly with them. So it's just gonna be. I have to make sure I have the drive and like the. Sometimes you gotta trick yourself into not liking them. So we'll see, because I mean I got to do what it takes to win, and getting my mind right for this is going to be important.
No, I totally agree. I can't imagine, I've said it a lot, but that's where Power Slap is truly unique, at least for the time being, is
Yeah,
everybody has such good camaraderie. It's like you go up to your thing and then everyone's at the after party, getting shots or whatever, like they're still friendly. And so
yeah,
I can see how that would be a challenge, dude. Is like, okay, it's not about that right now. It's about taking care of business and that little mind
yeah,
shift.
yeah. Because let's see, everyone else I've fought, I don't know. I didn't know him as well, I guess, you know? So that helped me just hit him as hard as I can. So,
That's funny. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'll still be able to do the same thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I don't know if my instincts will kick in to want to be nicer. I don't think so. I think I'll be fine, but
No, dude. I think you'll be okay. The times I have seen you live, you really do turn into a different animal a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The energy is very high. You know what I mean?
flip switches and yeah,
That's cool,
little more
man.
man.
Well, hey, let's talk about this hat you're rocking. Turn it around. Everyone watching, sorry, I'm not looking at the cam right now, fam. I'm actually looking at Luke's screen. But for those that are just listening, we got some Lethal Strike Luke Simon hats, dude. Those are sick looking.
Thank you. Yeah,
Are
I'm
they
excited.
available yet or no? I can't remember.
Not quite yet. I mean,
Not quite yet. Okay.
They might be available by the time this comes out, but I'll see.
Okay. So we don't have a website we want to shout out just yet.
We're doing a YouTube giveaway, and then we're prepping for
A
the
YouTube-
next event.
Yeah, we're prepping for some stuff.
Do you have like sorry, I can hear how you
and
doing? You want to come on camera?
like trying to tell me how to answer some things like a PR.
She's just coaching you, baby. She's just coaching you.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But yeah, we got a giveaway on Facebook.
Okay.
So we're like, we're making it to where we get to 500 subs, and one of the people subscribing and the comments and
YouTube.
says that they're from Facebook on one of my YouTube videos. They're like entered to win some of the free merch.
Oh, very
So-
cool. So,
Facebook puts you as a rising creator.
dude, that's
What?
awesome. I love it. So, how many?
Oh yeah, Facebook put me as a rising creator. I'm at 12K on there, and I don't know. She's helping me optimize my growth on social media right now, which I'm already super good at. But she's like taking it serious like a business now and looking at my analytics and all that. She's
Hey
getting
man, that's
excited.
hey, someone's got to, especially as this thing grows, and the brand gets bigger.
Yeah.
Someone's got to look at that stuff.
Yeah,
that's
that is
cool.
true.
We
Are
also-
you at where are your subs at right now on Instagram? It's been a minute since I've actually looked.
I'm at like 8,000.
8,000. That's right.
Something. Yeah,
Dude,
it's kind of stopped right now for a little bit. Fluctuate.
I still remember when you started to blow up because World Star picked up one of your highlights.
Oh yeah,
And it was like, bro, it just went bananas.
yeah. And before that, I had some videos like, when powerslap post me, that helped me grow to like 4,000. The knockout on Caesar, because that one, that's the one that went viral on World Star too.
Right.
So that video blew up multiple times, getting me more followers. So
I love it, man.
that's why I have most of my followers is because of the knockout on Caesar.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, dude, you seem like you guys are doing pretty good, man. You're growing, you're starting the business thing, the branding thing. You've got, Power Slap that's coming, dude. If you don't fight during fight week, you have to fight the next one. There's got to be a law in place. But yeah, dude, it seems like you're doing awesome, dude. I'm excited for you guys, man. You're killing it.
Yeah, I'm ready to keep striking and get the money flowing and I want to be busy in this world where I'm on camera doing interviews with you and like podcasts and all that. So that's what I want to be doing like pretty much every day. So.
Dude. Well, we'll do our best to help that dream happen, dude. But I think it's coming. I think it's coming, man.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Where can everyone follow you on social media? I know, dude, this guy's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the whole thing.
Yeah, Instagram, Luke Simonds, spelled just like my name. Facebook is Luke Simonds. YouTube is Luke Lethal Strike Simonds, just all together. And what is it? TikTok is lethal.strike. And I think that's there's Threads too. I think that's Luke Simonds as well. But people use Threads, but not really.
Yeah, no, that I agree. It's just like this weird thing that's there. But no, that's cool. And everyone follow him, watch for his journey. This guy is knocking on the door to be a champ, absolutely. And if you have any trouble remembering handles or whatever, all you got to do is type in Luke Simonds and my boy will pop up. So no excuses, fam.
I'm gonna be champ for sure.
I love it.
Guarantee you.
We'll end on that note, dude. He's gonna be champ. He's gonna be champ. I like it.
All
All right, Luke, let's have this bitch upload. 1 sec.
right.
Dude, I'm pumped for this. Hey, all right. Prince, you ready?
Ready.
All right, brother. All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap, son. We got the Prince in the building, royalty. You feel me? Straight from the loins of Gabriel. You understand? This man's coming for chins. Everybody, give it up for Prince Sabedra. Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Good, dude. You all right? You good?
No, yes. Just there's a little slight lag. So,
Oh, is there? Here, let's see if we can fix that. What about now, bro? Better?
yeah.
Okay. We're in real time right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Now.
Is there any lag? Is the lag still happening or no?
Yes. Let me see if I can disconnect from the Wi-Fi. See, maybe that makes it better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go for it, man. And I'll click this button here. Gabriel, what's up, brother? I see you. You see me? Love you, boy. Love you. All right, we're back. What about now? Better?
I believe so.
Okay, because on my end, you're good, man. So let's just let's roll with it and see where we end up.
Okay.
All right, awesome, man. I got to ask. So my first bodybuilding show, this is years ago. I'm an old head, so a long time ago. I actually messaged Jay Cutler online, and he actually responded back, and I couldn't believe it. And he's like, "Oh, he gave me like some diet tips, like via like email, and then he like showed me how to like." I wasn't sure how to get into contests, and he's like, "No, just search for local contests, blah blah blah." So, dude, I gotta ask, how was it meeting Jay Cutler, the man?
I mean, it was really great. Honestly, I went to a fitness expo actually with my uncle Azael.
Oh yeah,
In Power Slap as well. We went together, and he was there. He had his little booth and everything. And that was a big line just to meet him. And finally, I got up to him, and then he gave me some good tips. I asked him, like, "Hey, man, like for me, that I was trying to get into bodybuilding at a time too, but then an injury did happen, and kind of I stepped away from bodybuilding. And I asked him on how to do a front double lat spread, and he gave me tips. You know, we did a front double lat spread. He kind of like helped me adjust my posing and everything. And I mean, I think that was like one of the best like solid advices I've ever received from him. On he was telling me like exactly how to bring my shoulders down, because at the time, I think I was kind of like having my shoulders
walking
up like
the Hulk
this.
a little bit.
So yeah, so he's like, no, you got to kind of like roll them down and kind of like put them forward and kind of like bring out my lats more. So I mean, it was really great advice that he gave me, and just telling me that, you know, to practice with somebody, you know, or just look at myself in the mirror.
Dude, I love that. So you actually, I mean, I know you're waiting in line and it was an expo and the whole thing, but you actually got to talk to the guy for a few minutes. That's cool.
Oh no, yes, definitely got to speak with him for a few minutes, and a lot of the other people were just like, oh, they just had a shirt or a poster of him, and he would just sign a quick picture, and that was it. And I was there for like a good solid 10 minutes, maybe.
Dude,
just
that's amazing. You were there for some info. Give me the secrets.
Oh no, yes, definitely. You know, I was surprised on everything, on the advice that he gave me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I was trolling your Instagram, and so that popped out to me. And then, so you were at Power Slap 12, and at the after party, like a lot of us, meeting all the people, seeing everything. You know what I mean? Colby was there, Robbie Lawler was there, a whole bunch of people were there. Who was your favorite person you got to meet at the after party?
At Power Slap 12, I believe all of them. I mean,
I saw you with Bird, fucking Chuck Liddell, like
yes. I mean, with Chuck Liddell, I saw him in between the little breaks between like the prelim cards to the main cards or main event cards.
Sure, yeah.
So that's when I kind of ran into him, and I grabbed a quick picture because he was getting stopped everywhere. He couldn't even like go to his seat, and I was just like, "Hey, Chuck, like quick picture." And he's a legend in the sport in the UFC. So, and he's like, "Oh yeah," like he told me that he loved my suit, the blazer I was wearing that
Yeah,
day.
you were, dude. You had some nice threads. I saw popping the collar. What's up?
So yeah, so he's like, "Oh, I like it." He's like, "Where did you get it?" I was like, "I got this like 8 years ago at Express." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna look on their website." And I was like, "Go ahead. I don't think they have it anymore."
This is 8 years ago, my guy.
Yeah, so that was funny. And then I sent the picture over to Azel because he was there at the event too, and he's like, "No way, where is he?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think he went to his seat now."
He's just walking around, man.
Yeah, and then eventually he was at the after party, and I wanted to talk to him again, just to just talk to him as a normal person. Because at the end of the day, no matter how famous you are or anything, you're just everybody's just normal. They
Yeah.
just I think celebrities or famous people just sometimes they just prefer you know any other regular person coming up to them and just having a normal conversation with them. But then he seemed very, very busy, and I was just like, oh, I'll run into him eventually, later down the line.
Yeah, he'll be at other events, I'm sure of it.
Oh, yes, of course. I think that was his second event I've seen him, but this
Yeah,
was the
he's
first
legend.
time I've ever seen him like that I was able to finally grab a picture with him.
Yeah, we learned from we didn't know that just where all that kind of stuff was after the event. And so once so the first time we went to one, we were kind of like, chicken with our head cut off, running around, not knowing what to do. I didn't know if you could bring cameras in or, whatever. And so this next time I went with wifey, we made it a point to like, okay, let's pause for a minute, take photos, things like that. So yeah, dude, it's fun. It's fun to do that.
No, yes, of course it is. I brought my girlfriend too, and it was her very first, power slap event, and I was telling her about like the celebrity was there, and like she recognizes them on TV, but then in person she couldn't recognize anybody like Bert
It's
Kreischer, Chuck
different.
Liddell.
Yeah.
So for her it was just like, wow, I didn't know this many celebrities was there. She even like, as you saw, Rey Mysterio was there too, and she couldn't even recognize Mysterio, and like we're from San Diego.
Hey
I'm
man,
just
it's
like,
all
wow.
good. I went to back in the day, I got tickets to the Billboard Music Awards like all the time. And people would always ask, how'd you get those? Because it wasn't like now where everything's accessible. Back in the day, it felt like kind of a step away. And all you had to do was log online and buy tickets. It wasn't hard at all, actually. But anyway, my friend was like that with like musicians, rappers, R&B singers. I'd be like, oh look, there's so and so, there's so and so, and he'd be like, I don't even know how you can recognize these people unless they're on TV. so
No, yes.
so she's not alone, dude. Have you seen I just barely saw it today. Have you seen the preview for the Rock's new movie about Mark Kerr?
No, I actually haven't.
Dude, it looks crazy. He if you're a MMA nerd back in the day, Mark Kerr was just he was the smashing machine. And anyway, it just popped in my head because we're talking about Chuck Liddell and UFC legends, things like that. And The Rock,
Nice.
dude, he kind of looks like him. He kind of looks like Mark Kerr. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Well, hey,
I'll
let's
take a look at it after your show. So yeah.
sounds good, dude. Well, hey, let's get into it, man. I've seen you on a few different pods talking about your journey, things like that. And for this audience, let's get them up to speed, right? The training camp, when you first heard about slap, and then also just kind of where you're at currently with the slap game, specifically power slap.
Well, currently, just been just haven't taken a day off. Just been still continuing training. Weightlifting. Working on technique and everything. As I mentioning, Azael, sometimes he'll come over to the house and we'll both, give each other pointers on to kind of just mess around with different slaps as well, because just to see different feels. We'll sometimes even go left-handed just in case if anything happens, to our dominant hand, instead of just calling quits. Hey, we got to make our left hand, just as dominant as our right. But still no contract yet. Still just waiting on the response. I mean, I haven't heard anything from Power Slap yet. I mean,
Okay.
but I've been ready, at the for the training camp, I honestly thought we were gonna be having like an exhibition match. I was cutting weight and everything, and I just didn't think it was just gonna be just skills, technique, and rules. I thought like they were gonna throw us on stage, after like the second day or the third day, but
So
nothing happened.
damn, dude, you came prepared to fight.
Oh no, yes, of course. I mean, I definitely
Dude,
put
that's
myself.
awesome, man. You're like training cap my ass. I'm coming for chins, just in case.
Oh no, yes, of course. I mean, even from my background, I do have a background of Muay Thai. So currently, I'm at 3-0. I mean, I haven't competed in Muay Thai in a couple of years because when I did compete, it was at 155 and 165. So right now I'm at 205. So it's a big weight difference.
That's
but
a big
I was
jump, yeah.
So yes, I did contact my former Muay Thai coach, and he put me through a training camp, and everything. I was ready to go and start blowing heads off of people's bodies, but nothing that came down, but I did receive really awesome feedback from all the coaches, Wolverine, Blackburn, and Rob Trujillo. I know Bryce was there too, but I didn't really get not even one single chance to work with him, because every time like I would try and
really?
work with him, he was either busy doing like one-on-one with somebody else, or like Erica was speaking with him, or he was speaking to other staff members within Powerslap. So I didn't really get to work with him. I did want to work with him just to kind of see if he gave me some feedback too. But I mean, I think from the other coaches, I think the feedback was pretty great too.
No, that's cool, man. And it sounds as though is the light heavyweight kind of your lane for slap? That's the weight class you want to be in?
Yes, of course. I mean, right now that's where I've been feeling the strongest at. I did before the camp, I think I was weighing like 211. I came in at 201. I didn't even want to like jump on the scale like before the camp. As I mentioned, I did take it seriously, and I hit up my old Muay Thai coach, and he made me drop 10 pounds within 2 weeks. So, I mean, I felt, confident enough that, I was going to, make an impact on and just at the training camp itself, as I thought there was going to be a match. But I mean, to even drop down to 185, because then that would be like the other division, lower than the light heavyweight. I'm not sure quite yet.
Okay.
Maybe it could be something in the future, but I still haven't set my mind to it. Currently, I'm just been 205 currently.
Got it. Well, that's a great division, man. I mean, I'm actually going to be talking to Luke tomorrow. Spoke with Vern a couple weeks ago, and yeah, Ron, when he stepped off or stepped away on, after that match, saying he was done. And then, of course, like with a lot of professional athletes, whether it be Jordan or Magic or Tom Brady or whoever, right? They get that itch to come back. And that could be exciting, dude. That could be exciting to see you rise in that division. Absolutely.
No, yes. And I believe that division does need more competition, in my opinion. You haven't really seen much competition or competitors in that division. I think they did an amazing job building up the middleweight division. So I think the light heavyweight needs more, more like, I don't know, just something to kind of drag more fans into that division. Besides, I know, Luke Simonds pretty, has been rising up in the ranks, Wolverine's up there, Mechanic's up there. Rivero's kind of like, I believe he has a title shot in the next event. So, I mean, it's there. But then after that, it's just like, who else is in that division besides, that you can really be like, oh, yes, I want to see this guy, definitely.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Russell's name. Yeah, he is we might get an announcement here pretty soon. But I bring that up because you're right. There's, in the last year, we've kind of had, middleweight division, and some other specifically like champs kind of get a lot of notoriety because they're on social media. They're making it exciting. There's actually some rivalries going on. And you're right, within the light heavyweight division, it seems like just recently, there's been a little bit of noise because of Ron and Vern and all that, but now Luke's coming up. Do you see yourself, because of your Muay Thai background, automatically going up against guys of that caliber, or do you see yourself working your way up a little bit?
I mean, currently, I mean, I know that I have what it takes to, to face those people. Currently, I would say just work my way up. Currently, I've been hungry for the number 10 spot just because of the number 10 spot. I just want to be at the number 10 ranking. I know he has a pretty, good following base, the number 10 spot in the light heavyweight. So that's just what I want right now. Eventually, maybe then eventually take number 9 or 8. I don't think I've seen them compete recently. So, why not give them an opportunity to show if they still got what it takes. So just currently just been ready.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say you can't hate that. I mean, so you're kind of thinking this next step for you could be, all right, we're waiting on hearing back from the brass for contracts, which you're not alone in that. I've talked to 3 or 4 people the last week that are in that same boat. So we've got to wait for that. And when that shows up, the idea is, if I'm hearing you correctly, is to have somebody who's ranked like number 9, number 10 in that light heavyweight division, have them go up against you and prove that they're actually top 10 material.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If anything, if they decide to give me, one of the other guys from the camp, then I'm good with that too. But I mean, currently, as I mentioned, I want the number 10 right next to my name at the moment. So
I love it, man. I love it. You can hear, you definitely have confidence in your voice, my guy. That's very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, dude, what a crazy journey, man. I mean, obviously you have a relative who's in the sport, but you and I both know just because you're brawny and your dad's LeBron doesn't mean you're going to get playing time. You know what I mean? So,
Nice.
but you actually are, quote unquote, getting that playing time. They invited you to the camp. There's obviously interest there. And now you're just in this waiting game, but it feels as though you're on your way, man. You're on your way.
No, yes. I mean, just as I mentioned, just training hasn't stopped, because ever since he competed against, what's his name, John Davis at the second event.
Uh-huh.
Ever since then, I've just been training, and that was 2 years ago in October of 2020. Yeah, October 2023. So imagine, from October 2023 till now, it's just been, nonstop training and everything. So I've been taking everything seriously. So I've just been waiting for the opportunity. The opportunity came in for the camp. I know that I did make an impression to Erica and the coaches, and now it's just all about, hopefully hearing back from them.
Hey, I love it. Perfect, man. Hey, dude, thanks for coming on, dude. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for you inviting me on your show.
Man, I love every aspect of this. Get to know everybody, just where they started, where they want to go, and hear everyone's goals. And honestly, man, you're no different. It's always so much fun to get to know people. You hear that?
Yes, I hear some dogs in the background.
Let me shut my door, dude. One sec. Hold on.
Fine, no worries.
Okay, we're back, fam. We'll make sure that part goes away. So I think I was just gonna ask you, man. Just want to say thank you, and then where can everyone follow you on social media to follow your journey, this whole slap thing, and then, if there's anyone you want to shout out or whatever, this is now the time, and just let the people know.
And people can just follow me on Instagram. I kind of stepping away from TikTok, and X. I haven't used X, and Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in like 5 years, but just on Instagram, Prince Sabedra. Shout out to to my dad. He's for allowing me or like being supportive of me on this sport. Shout out to my other friend Sihan from all the way to Germany. And that's pretty much it.
Dude, I love it, man. All right, everyone. We'll go follow this guy on Instagram. His fam, we see you. Thank you for watching, listening, and brother, we'll be watching the whole time. And thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
All right, dude, let's let this bitch upload. One sec. All right, Austin, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready, dude?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Zone. We got the man in the building called Queen. We're about to go Bohemian on your ass. Everybody give it up for Austin Bohemian. Dude, hey.
How's it going?
Hey, man, you all right?
I'm phenomenal.
You're phenomenal. Dude, what's going on today? What are we doing? We cracking skulls? We burning houses down? What are we doing?
Burning houses down. No, those are Tuesdays. Today I just relax.
That's right. I forget Tuesday. It's Flame Tuesday.
Yeah. We do that on Tuesday.
Dude, I always screw that up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, dude, thanks for reaching out. I know we'll get to it. There's another Austin that's saying your name a lot. You know what I mean? But since this is our first time sitting down, honestly, dude, just tell me how you got to this point. Like, this is still kind of a niche-y, crazy sport. You know what I mean? And I know you're at the training camp, but kind of go through how you ended up there and what was the vibe and your whole experience with that.
So I started combat sports a while ago. I started training MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. And I've had a few amateur fights in both. And I decided that I got bad knees. Training all the time is kind of rough on them. And my nickname throughout my amateur career has been Bonehead, and it's very fitting for this sport because I'm a bonehead. I'm an idiot. Everything I do, I act on impulse. This sport was handcrafted for me.
Wow. Dude, I love the energy and the confidence. So you're just straight to the point. You got a hard head, and a hand that can slap.
There's not a whole lot upstairs in my head,
oh
but everything that's supposed to be in my head just went straight to the hands.
Oh, dude, I'm sweating. It's so hot in here, man. So, okay, dude, hold on though. Is this just kind of your shtick? You know what I mean? To let the opponent know, or let them think that you don't know what's going on.
Hey, I know what's going on. I just don't care. I know.
Okay, that's fair.
I recognize that I'm going to have to stand there in front of my friends, family, and all the people watching across the world and stick my chin out in front of another grown man and let him try to knock me out. But I'm telling you here that it's not going to happen.
Wow, dude, I love it. So how did you actually find out about the sport? And then how did you get, the confidence to try and go after it? And then you ended up actually being there at the training camp.
So I used to watch like those videos on YouTube of like the Russian guys just slapping each other until one of them pretty much died. There was no rules or regulations at all. Entertaining is all hell for me to watch. And then when Power Slap came out, I started watching that religiously. I watch it every single event. And then I decided one day, I was like, maybe I'll try it out. Like, I feel like this is a good fit for me. So I applied, and then Erica actually messaged me back and said, hey, we're going to invite you out to this thing. I didn't think twice. There's no mindset going into it. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. There's no nerves, no fear, because being nervous and having fear or anxiety gets you nowhere. I like to just go into something already knowing I can do it. I'm not going to go into something with any doubt in my mind.
Dude, I love that line. Fear and anxiety get you nowhere. You live by that.
Yeah. Even if the decisions aren't great, I'm going to make them because there's no point in thinking twice. It just slows you down.
Wow. So you kind of just get the thought about whatever it is and you just go.
Yeah, I just do it. As soon as it pops in my head, it's a good idea.
Wow, dude. Well, hey, as far as like the sport of slap is concerned, it was a really good idea because you ended up at the training camp.
Yeah. The training camp
was that just DMing back and forth? Did they send you an email? Like, how does the logistics of all that work? Hey, get a plane ticket. You're on the roster, that kind of a thing.
So I applied, like I literally just went on the Power Slap website and applied there. And then I got a text from Erica, who's the big boss woman in charge of everything. She texted me. I didn't even think it was real at first. I thought it was a scam, something like that. So I texted Blackburn. I texted him. I was like, hey, is this real? He said it was real. So I sent her all my information, everything. They email you the plane tickets, your schedule, everything like that. And then they fly you. I came from New York. A lot of other people came from California, closer places. I had like 10 hours of flying from New York to Chicago to Vegas. And then once you get there, the camp was amazing. Like I couldn't have asked for a better camp. All the guys there, everybody was cool. I learned from the best in the world. Wolverine, Blackburn, Trujillo, even Bryce Jones. Like they're all the best at what they do. And putting a bunch of guys that want to get into the sport, there's no better place to put them than in front of the best.
No, I agree. So you saw stories of different strikers, right? And new guys that were at the camp. And so you can only see in the background like who was there. And yeah, dude, you're right. You had some of the best of the best. Did that blow your mind? Was that so like exciting and everything that comes with that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really get like starstruck, anything like that. I realize that they're humans too. They don't want to get treated different. I'm going to show up. Obviously, I want to pick their brain a little bit. I want to learn from the best. Like if you want to be the best, you got to figure out how the best works. And that's exactly what I did. I made it a point to spend a good amount of time with each different coach, because each coach is going to have a different viewpoint. They're going to see something I did wrong. Maybe Wolverine didn't see me do something. He was looking at my feet, not my hands. Maybe Blackburn or Trujillo, they'll see me do something else. They'll work with me on it.
No, that's true, man. And I don't know how long it can stay. I mean, it'll be a minute, right? But I don't know how long it can stay so personal at those camps as it gets bigger.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have more bodies, and so to have that one-on-one time with those champs and pick their brain and get their feedback like so one-on-one is huge.
Yeah. It's definitely nice doing it now. Like I know they have another camp coming up. So anybody that's watching this, they have a camp coming up in June. Just get a hold of someone from powerslap. You should be able to get out there. And it's a good experience. I don't see any downfall to it. I mean, it's a free trip to Vegas where you train for a brand new sport that's going to go global. I mean, it already is, but it's just going to keep growing.
Dude, the way you just said that, it just makes me smile. Like if you want to get in on something that's global already and make a name for yourself, that's a great pitch, man.
Yeah, just do it. Don't think about it. Obviously, nobody wants to get slapped in the face, but that's the whole premise of the sport. You're going to get slapped in the face. You're going to slap other guys in the face. It's a good time for me. But I mean,
so you led perfectly into my next question. So, dude, your energy, your attitude, like everything like that I fucking love it. But so is this just like a cool experience for you, or is this like something you want to take as like an athletic career, or is it just a checkbox? Do you know what I mean? Or are you going to pursue this shit?
For me, it's all three. I'm checking the box because I want to be the best lightweight in the world. I want to go through. I want to take out a prospect like the other Austin. I want to move up, maybe take on a D Frank, maybe a McGregor, and then I'll get up against Trujillo if he's still there. That's
so
my goal.
Your line of sight is 1 opponent, 2 opponent, 3 opponent champ.
Yeah, because I'm not delusional. I'm not going to say I want the champ right away. I know I don't deserve it. I'll take what I deserve, and right now I just need a chance. That's all I'm asking for, just a chance to prove myself on a big stage.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. So speaking of Austin, I talked with Austin.
Yeah.
And even on mine, he called out your name, and then you're saying you heard him again. So what's the deal with that? Is it friendly banter? You want to get this guy's chin?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I have nothing against the guy. I respect him. We went to the camp together. We were talking for a while there. He's a cool dude. And once we got back, dude. Yeah, once we got back home, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, we're in the same division. Let's fucking set up an Austin versus Austin thing. Winner gets a spot on the roster. Winner gets a top 10 spot. I mean, let's do it." Like he already naturally, even his measurables at the camp when we slapped the power cube, he slapped that box off the wall. Like he's got power. He does. Like he's got some.
The one that shows you your rating, right?
Yeah, the power cube. He smacked it.
He knocked that thing off the wall.
Yeah, he's got power in him. He's 6'6". He's got so much momentum in those long ass octopus arms. It's fucking crazy. I don't know how he did it, but the only thing is I think he was one of the only ones there with no combat experience. So I don't know how good his chin is, but the guy's got power. Like he's a contender. He could be.
Well, and he's super unique too, because I mean, obviously when you first see him, the height does pop out, just like
Yeah,
when you see anybody else who's taller, right?
yeah.
But what sticks out from the athletic perspective immediately is how the hell does he make lightweight?
I have no. He's a tall, skinny guy. I'm not a very big guy either. I normally would like if I fight an MMA fight or something like that. I want to shoot for 135. But for
Okay.
this, like naturally, I'm around 155, so I'm not cutting weight, anything like that. I know other guys might cut weight. Good for
If
them.
you don't have to, it's kind of like,
Yeah, I'm just
why?
I'm gonna sit here and eat a burger, and then I'm gonna go slap someone in the face. Like that's just how it is. There's
You know
no.
what though, man? In this sport, I actually think, I mean, me personally, if it's 5, 8, maybe 10 pounds, okay, whatever. But I don't know why you would want to cut weight in this sport. Just stay where you're at. Be the strong person that you are naturally, so you can just
Yeah,
walk right up and do your thing.
yeah. In cutting weight, I'm pretty sure like medically, you're more likely to get knocked out, like because you're
Yeah,
so
there's got
dehydrated.
it can't not affect it.
Yeah, it's definitely wrong. I mean, I don't have to worry about it unless they make a 145-pound division one day. Maybe I'll drop down. I'll be the 155 and 145 champ. That's how I look at it.
Dude, well, time will tell, right? I mean, they still have to maybe add some more weight divisions in the men's category. But, dude, the ladies have been waiting for a hot second to get like an official belt, official weight class,
Yeah,
official whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they'll get there, though.
and they deserve it. There was women at this camp that I wouldn't want to get slapped by. There was some chicks there that looked like they'd give me a run for my money. They were mean looking chicks.
Dude, it's
But
crazy. No, you're right. You're right.
yeah, it was a good time. But I just think I don't know how it works getting a contract, anything like that. I don't know how long any of us got to wait, but I'm ready. If they ask me to fly out there tomorrow, I'm flying out there tomorrow.
Dude, I love
'Cause-
it. It seems to be the thing of the sport being a little bit newer. Yeah, it's been a couple years now. Yeah, it's grown internationally. Yeah, they're selling out stadiums in Saudi Arabia and on and on. Like I get that, but it's still fairly new and it's happening so fast. I feel like that's the main thing I hear. I don't know if it's the main thing, but the most consistent thing I hear in interviews is just the waiting time and surprises. So you're not
yeah,
alone, is what I'm saying, man. There's a lot
yeah,
of guys waiting. There's guys that fight on a day's notice, and it's just because it's kind of like a fire hose, drinking from a fire hose right now.
yeah. And it's also like the sport is small, and everyone I talk to, you'll see it in like you watch a TikTok about power slap. There's always the fucking losers in the comments saying these guys have CTE. This is the dumbest sport ever.
Oh,
I so what? I think knitting is fucking stupid. Doesn't mean I got to shit on it. Like just because I want to get slapped in the face doesn't mean I'm stupid. I mean, I am stupid, but that's just me. That doesn't represent everybody.
see, it's just part of your shtick, man. You're fooling your opponents. You're fooling
Yeah.
your opponents, dude.
I might not be smart, but I can hit hard and I can take a hit. That's all that
I
matters.
see. What's the saying? I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no. Oh shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, so right. If you're not into it, whatever. But you're still watching it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And it just reminds me of, first of all, when it comes to CTE and head trauma, you can argue every single contact sport, period, down to jet skiing and soccer, right? So what I tell people is like, I don't drink Coca-Cola, like I just don't. I don't like it. Coke doesn't give a shit. They're fine. They're
yeah,
doing okay. And that's how I view the sport. It's like, okay, you don't like it, whatever, say your opinion, but like the sport's here. It's not going anywhere. It'll have highs and lows, but it's here to stay. So you don't have to watch if you don't want to. End of story.
yeah. And whoever says that this is a dumb sport, I think they might be the dumbest people I know because you take boxing, for example, you're getting hit. You can get hit 10 times in a fight. You can get hit 150 times in one fight throughout 12 rounds. This, you're getting slapped a maximum of 3 to 4 slaps. That's about it. And
Yeah,
they have the
and
best.
when you practice, you're not slapping each other. Whereas in
No, no,
boxing and
no.
everything else, you're still getting hit in the head every day.
Yeah. And they give you like it's 3 slaps, and they in the UFC, they're so professional. They have the best medical staff in the world. There's every safety precaution has been brought up. There's no stone unturned with them.
And that's because they've been through the ringer how many years now? They actually,
Exactly.
and I'm sure you know this, but They literally paid the government to come in to be like, no, we're here to stay. We're going to make it legit, on and on. And so you're right. They have access to literally everything. And these same people that say that are the same people that get excited when there's a hell of a knockout. Just last night with the fights with Gary and
Yeah,
I forget
yeah,
the guy's name, Rowley or anyway, he had a hell of a right hand and that guy folded like paper. And
yeah,
the crowd went wild. It's still what you want to see. It's just shocking, I think, to people because it's so, no pun intended, just like in your face, straight to the point.
yeah. It just seems stupid, but I think
But
if that many people are going to tune in and watch it, it can't be that stupid. I
no,
mean, there's no place you're going to go in the world where someone's not going to talk shit about what you're doing or who you are. There's always that one loser on the internet sitting in his mom's basement with Cheeto dust on his fingers, just talking shit because he's down there and he can't see his feet because he hasn't stepped out of bed in a year.
yeah, dude, I will say this. The more hate that comes, especially in the world we live in with social media and internet and this 12-second entertainment cycle, like the more hate that comes, it's funny, right? The more
Yeah,
it grows.
yeah.
All you
Any
gotta do is
exposure is
look at
good
like
exposure.
Kardashians or LeBron
Yeah,
James or whatever. I promise you they have way more haters than the person who's hating on the sport.
exactly. And any exposure is good exposure. I like it. Like if you hate the sport but you're sitting there watching, sorry, like you're watching it. That's on you. Like you're
I
watching me
win.
respect an
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, dude, 100%, man. Well, dude, this is crazy, man. This is fun. So you haven't heard yet from, as far as if you're on the roster or have a contract, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. So we're just kind of in a waiting game now. But as far as like filling out the app, getting the feedback, being flown out, going through the training camp, having that whole experience, it sounds as though you still, even though you haven't heard, you feel very confident that something's on the horizon.
I definitely I definitely feel like there's a few people in that camp, including myself, that should have a contract coming in the mail this week. Like there's a few people like that there. There's Big Zach, big dude that can do a split, Big Cannon, me and Austin. I think Austin. Actually, I don't think me or Austin need a contract. I think me and Austin need to fight for a contract. Put more on the
Dude,
line
that'd be
for us.
sick. Yeah.
Like make it so we both want it more. Don't give us a roster spot without earning it. I want to earn it first.
Man, that would be different, right? If they had like training camps, it's like a little mini road to the title, and then at the end of the training camp, people go at it for the contract. That'd be interesting.
That's what should happen. And I like Austin. Like I've talked to Austin a good amount. He's a cool dude.
He's a cool guy.
But yeah, like I think that I think it'd be a good fight either way. When we were practicing, I didn't have to slap upwards, but I'm gonna have to this time because he's half a foot taller than me.
It's like when Aaron went up against Wes, he was kind of
Yeah,
slapping down a little bit, and look, it didn't affect Wes. So you're right. Yeah, you just got to
yeah.
find that spot, that technique.
It's gonna be a good one. I just hope Erica, Frank, anybody sees this and just it hits them and they just want to see it.
Yeah, we'll do our best to put it out there. Dude, thanks for coming on. This was crazy, man. I love
Oh
getting
yeah,
to know
for sure.
everybody, their story, and what's happening. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, where can everyone find you on social media? Right now, it looks like you've only got a couple of posts. So, people, if you follow this guy, you'll really see his journey progress literally from the beginning. So, kind of
Oh
cool.
yeah, this is brand new. We're starting from the bottom. We're gonna work our way up. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Austin_Bonehead on
Easy
Instagram.
enough. Now, are you just on Instagram mostly?
Yeah, Instagram. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, Instagram is mostly what I'll use from now on.
Okay.
From here on out, yeah.
Got you, man. Well, hey, people listening, hey, people watching, follow this dude. It's about to get crazy in this sport, and he's going to be a part of it. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Let's let this bitch upload.
Yes, sir.
Like, the sun decided to come out finally where I'm at. I'm in Utah. And dude, the weekend was fine. Finally, we had a weekend that was like awesome, like sunny and warm and, not dark or dreary. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. No, I feel you there. The weather's been pretty crazy here. It was raining most of the day. Now the sun's shining. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But the sun it's just now started to get warm here too in Virginia. So yeah, I had a same thing though. Nice little weekend, with the family, just relaxing. Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah, man. I love
Yeah.
it. Well, dude, let me pull some shit up 1 sec and let's do this.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building. Will, yes. William, yes. Bill, yes, sometimes. But mostly you're just about to get shocked. Everybody give it up for Will Shockey. My man. We did it.
Oh, yeah.
If they
We
had
made it
any,
happen.
if they had any idea, the effort, the sweat,
Yeah.
what it took to pull this off,
No
we'd
doubt.
have to charge admission, brother.
For sure, man. I get that 100%. Yeah, but we made it happen. Here we are. We got it.
Yeah, we did it, man. Well, hey, look, we'll just be honest with the audience. This is the first time we're meeting officially, so very glad to meet you, my guy. Followed you as much as I think you can, you know what I mean, through the TV show and all that. But for people who don't really know you yet, let's get them caught up a little bit, just how you got involved in the sport, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper.
Yeah, for sure. How I got involved in it was kind of random. I always wanted to get involved in some sort of combat sport professionally. I did martial arts most of my childhood. Got into jujitsu, kickboxing, a lot of stuff, karate very early on. But I always wanted to do something on a big stage, and it was just kind of a shot in the dark. I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply for this. And, if they call me, that'd be great. If not, it's all good. But I thought I had an interesting story given the condition that I was born with. I thought I was, a little bit more of a draw maybe than some people that would have applied for it. So, that was kind of how I got involved with it. It was very random for sure.
So it was more like this. It sounds like you just had this desire to be on stage a little bit, but also like showcase athleticism as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I had always had that drive to want to, especially with martial arts. I'd always want to do something on a big stage and be able to display my, especially my skills that I had gained over the years. But didn't really have a chance in my 20s. Things just didn't line up, to get on a stage, this, especially the scale of power slap. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, for something like that, that was my first ever like thing, big like combat event. For that to be my first one ever, I mean, it was just, fairy tale type of stuff, Go out to Vegas, knock a guy out, first time ever in front of Dana White, it's definitely fairy tale.
Yeah, dude, I love that. That's a good way of putting it. It's kind of fairy tale, yeah, for sure. And being involved in the sport early is been the stories that have come out of it, like yours, have been so awesome, man. Like they're so on it, and things can happen so quickly. It's kind of it's crazy.
No, for sure. Yeah. And I think that we're gonna, especially as time keeps going on, I know that the training camps are continuing. I think we're gonna see a lot more interesting talent coming out from those two. I'm really excited to see and hear those guys' stories as well. To see their backgrounds. So we'll see in the next coming events, but I think we're gonna see a lot more interesting characters as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's been in a lot of the interviews I've done. We talk about, the sport's growing so fast and they have to keep up somehow. And so they kind of just, you use what you got, but then it's getting more and more refined. And part of that refinement process is, yeah, you're seeing guys that are like former D1 athletes, NFL guys that used to wrestle because they want to showcase their athleticism and get paid. And this is a great spot to do that.
Yeah, on the biggest stage for sure. I mean, and if you can, like I said, these next coming events, I know they just announced 13, and going to be International Fight Week.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes,
That's literally today, fam.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that I would love to be on that event. I've always wanted to go to an International Fight Week, and to get to compete on it would be even better. So, fingers
Absolutely.
crossed. Yeah, tagging Erica, go tag Erica, Frank. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now. I'll probably tag y'all like crazy in the next couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some strikers out there tag them quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to lay off, you know what I mean? They know that by like how little that I actually tag them when I do tag them and stuff. Like it's usually really good stuff, like, and really kind of not being too pushy about it, because you're right, some people will, they'll kind of get, a little too pushy with it, I think.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hey, dude, What do you think is next for you, right? Like, it's been a minute since we've seen you. The roster's gotten a little bigger. Do you know what I mean? But you're still there. You're still in the background. Have you heard anything about a possible matchup in your future?
Nah, so this is it's kind of crazy. So I guess I could talk about it now because it's been so long now since that had happened. But so when Josh had pulled out of the match with McGregor for Abu Dhabi, they they had actually called me. Erica had called me, and I had missed the call, and I called her back like 20 minutes later.
No.
Called her back like 20 minutes later, and couldn't get a hold of her. But I sent her a message and like, hey, I'm ready anytime you need me. I have my passport, and she liked the message, and I had come to find out later on that it was just too late a notice to for them to have set up anything, I think, anyway, because McGregor he said he had called me and he's like, yeah, he's like he was about to get on the plane, and they called him and was like, no, no, don't get on the plane. So
Wow.
yeah, if it wouldn't have been for that, I would have been in Abu Dhabi, but I haven't heard anything since then. That was like my last little interaction with Erica. Which, like I said, I let her know that I'm ready anytime. I've got a passport too. So, international is no issue for me as either. So if she wanted me on 13, give me a call. I'm here, I'm available.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any thought about switching up weight classes, or you feel like this is your home?
Yeah, yeah. So I ride a little low at 155, but at the same time, I've actually gained a good bit of weight since the show. Uh I I'm not even gonna lie to you. I got a little carried away. I started lifting and just powerlifting and eating a lot of protein. I was up to like 181, and I was like, okay, I've got to like
Whoa.
start. Yeah, I was like, I've got to start losing some weight. I'm like 168 right now. I wouldn't.
Okay.
And I at the show, I was really light. I was weighing in like 152, 153 for my fights. A lot of that had to do with being in an environment that you're not used to being in. When you're comfortable and you're with your team and people that you're used to training with, it's easy to keep track of your weight and shit. When you're in environments where you're stressed out and stuff like that, I mean, you've seen how that house was. It was pretty wild. When you're not always like hydrating like you should, eating like you should. So I came in really low, I think a lot on my fights just because of that. But I think I'll stay at 155. I think that's my home. Yeah, for sure. If they called me for somebody like a late notice at 170, I'd probably take it just because. You know what I mean?
You're game. You're game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dude, so you started lifting because it's been a minute, getting back in the gym, eating more heavily probably or more often anyway. Dude, 30 pounds is a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I ballooned up. Like I feel like because I was also, like I said, being in that environment, like where you're stressed too. I really was not eating like I should have. I was kind of like sticking to myself a little bit and kind of, not really interacting a whole lot at the house. I did, I had a lot of interactions with people, but at the same time, I kind of stick back with Vince Tracy, Rod, like my roommates, and just kind of stayed back from the craziness a little bit at times. So I really wasn't doing the things that I should have been training wise, like that I know that I need to do, like to get ready for a match, like eating properly, hydrating properly. I feel that's why I feel like in a live event, I'm gonna, do a little bit, prepare a little bit better because I'm not gonna be in an environment where I'm stressed out. I'm gonna be with my team, training, getting ready properly, eating, and doing the things that I should be. So I think that makes a huge difference. And that's why the show is so stressful. You know what I mean? Compared to, just coming in and, doing a live event. Because the live event, the difference is the crowd. Obviously, you have to deal with the pressure of the crowd. The pressure with the show is having to deal with not being with your people that you train with and being in that type of environment. It's pretty stressful, but um, I I think also that if if they wanted me to move up a weight class, if they were like, hey, we think this is better for you, weight wise, I would definitely do it though. If they told me that and were like, hey, this is probably the best move, then I would definitely go for it.
I mean, yeah, because you've shown you can hit the weight on the lower end and be
Yeah.
okay, even in a stressful environment, right? And then if you're walking around and you feel okay, yeah, that heavier weight class. I mean, obviously hitting that weight it wouldn't be near as much as is a thing. So yeah, dude,
For
whatever
sure.
comes your way, you're ready.
Yeah, either way, I could go either welterweight or lightweight, but I would prefer to stay in lightweight. If they ever made a 145 weight class, I can actually make 145. I've done it before, but I would have to obviously like train a little bit because, like I said, I gained like 30 pounds. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I
dude.
just did nothing but lifting. I didn't know. I was like, you know what, cardio? What's that? You know, I didn't, you know, threw it completely out the window for like good 4 or 5 months. You know, just didn't do any of it. So that's where all the weight came from.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. Hey, look, it's good to mix it up here and there, and your body's not going to completely forget how to get back down to where it may need to go, depending on what the next call is.
For sure.
Well, dude, what's up, man? What are you into? What shows, music? Come on, what's going on with you when you're not slapping the shit out of people?
So right now, like TV shows, it's real tough for me because I've been finding it really hard to get into like new shows. Like only one I've been really like watching religiously has been like The Last of Us. I've been watching a lot
Oh
of it.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
like,
haven't started season 2 yet, but because I want to
oh
watch it all. You know what I mean?
yeah, you gotta, yeah, watch all of it. But it's that's the one show that I've really been into lately. But I've just been I've been doing a lot of watching a lot of videos of old fights and stuff, not just
Oh, that's
like power
cool.
slap, but like, you know, like boxing and like a lot of documentaries and stuff of boxers. Just trying to stay in that mode, you know what I mean? So where it's, you know, you're always in a competitive drive. So I really like movies like that, documentaries especially.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I love a good documentary. It literally is like the best way to tell a story. You know, the
Oh
whole
yeah.
actual people, the real, you know, all that kind of thing. Big documentary guy. That's cool. Well, dude, Will, thanks so much for coming on, man. This was great, man. And look,
Yeah, bro.
we're
Yeah.
gonna put this out there, brother, and hopefully, you know, whoever needs to see it or hear it, you know, and it can help and get you on the next card. So.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I said, I can make the weight's no issue for me for lightweight. I it's kind of crazy how I cut weight. I can um I can drop 10 pounds in like a day easily. Like I mean, it's
Wow.
kind of wild. Like yeah, the other day I was just kind of like sauna and working out and stuff, and I ended up dropping like like 10 pounds of water weight in like a day, and then overnight I slept, didn't hydrate or anything just to see how low I would get from overnight sleeping, and I dropped like another like 4 or 5 pounds. So I dropped like 14, 15 pounds like in 24 hours. Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. Um, and that's just utilizing sauna and stuff. So if, Frank, Erica, give me a call. I'll make the weight in a day, anytime, welterweight, lightweight, let's go.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. Where can everyone find you on social media so we can watch this whole thing unfold?
Yes, yes, sir. So follow me on Instagram at Shellshock, at Shockey, sorry. And then I actually got rid of TikTok right because I thought the ban was gonna happen.
Oh
Went
shit,
ahead and
yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, you know what? Just download I have all the videos downloaded, so get back to y'all on that. But keep an eye out on me on Instagram. That's the main hotspot right there.
Okay, very cool. All right,
That's it.
man. Thank you so much for coming on, my guy.
Thank
And
you, brother.
let's let this bitch upload. One sec.
Yes, sir.
All right, we did it. You stuck around. Congratulations. All right, like, subscribe, eat popcorn. I don't care. Goodbye.